Hi everyone and welcome back to another Vlogmas video. I am releasing a video every weekday until Christmas, and this one is about books. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I read a lot. I am currently up to 200 books this year, and a few people have asked me for some of my favourites. So I've picked out some of my favourites here and I'm going to show you. I was going to do a face-to-face video, but I'm still not feeling great, so you will have to put up with my hands for another video. Most of the books that I have are part of series, and it's just because I think you get more connected to the characters that way if you're constantly reading about them, you know, over 2, 3, 4, 5 books. And I do really love that connection with them, and that's what makes them some of my favourites. So I thought I would show you. I am going to try and point out my favourites within the series as well, as I do enjoy some more than others. But first up, we are going to start with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. If you are in the reading community at all, you will probably have heard of these two books. They are fantasy books and I love them. I think Fourth Wing is my favourite of the two. It's dragons, it's fighting, there's war, romance. These books are hilarious. They make me laugh out loud. They make me like kick my legs and giggle. I just absolutely love them so much. And I did give both of these 5 stars on Goodreads. I will link my Goodreads down below if you want to check that out. They are quite thick, chunky books. A lot of these books here that I have are quite thick ones, but I love that about books, when you can get like really engrossed into the world. And I'm not a huge fantasy reader. I only have a couple of fantasy series here, and they do both include romance as well. But these, I find the world building really easy to understand, and you know, sometimes it did take me a little while to get into Fourth Wing. Just because, you know, there's a lot of new words to learn, a lot of names and characters and things like that. But I really do recommend Fourth Wing and Iron Flame if you are just getting into fantasy. I'm going to continue with the fantasy theme here with ACOTAR. I did read this series this year and I loved it. The first one, A Court of Thorns and Roses. And this is one of the smallest ones apart from this one. And again, I love the characters. The world building is really easy to get into. And I am wanting to read Throne of Glass as well. So I'm hoping that either Santa brings that or that I can buy that early next year and then get through that series next year. And then on to the Crescent City series. But I am so excited to move on just because I loved these books the most. I think my favourite was probably number 2, A Court of Wings and Ruin. And again, because you follow the same characters the whole way through, you just get to know them really well, and the romance is really good, the spice is really good, and I just loved it. I even really like this one as well, which I've heard some people say is not their favourite, but I just thought it was really cute to see them all together, all the friends. And then you have A Court of Silver Flames, which is the last one. So again, I highly recommend these ones as well. Next up, I thought I would get into some romance series. The first one I have is this one by Megan Quinn. And these books are just so funny. They made me laugh out loud, each one. So it follows 3 brothers and then their partners, a book for each one, and I just love them. My favourite was this one, and it's fake dating, which I do love that trope. I just think it's so funny. But all of them I really enjoyed, and I do highly recommend. They're super easy to read, quite quick to read as well. Next up is another series about brothers. Again, there are 3 in this one as well. The Fine Print, Terms and Conditions, and then Final Offer. I think my favourite of this one was Final Offer, and it's second chance romance. childhood friends, and I just really enjoyed this story. I think this one's the biggest as well. Yeah, but I really enjoyed these as well, and it's the Dreamland Billionaire series from Lauren Asher. Not much to say. They are really easy, really quick reads, funny moments as well, and just the banter between the characters is something that I really enjoy in books, and this has them lots of moments of that in here as well. Then next up we have a little bit of a heavier series, and this does take a little bit of commitment. So this is the Boys of Termin books, and I just have the first 4. I think another one's coming out next year maybe, and I'm so excited for that. My favourite pair is Binding and Keeping 13. So these are the first 2 books, and you follow the same characters within all the books, and this focuses on one couple. And this is Shannon and Johnny books, and they are very thick. They are humongous books, these are, and the writing is so super tiny. But no, I flew through these so much. You need to look up trigger warnings. Yeah, you might want to look up trigger warnings for these, as they do get a bit heavy. But I absolutely loved them and devoured them both. So this is my favourite set, and then you have Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, and these book, again, it focuses on another couple, and the guy from here is the girl's brother. So it was really nice to get, you know, more of his backstory, because he does feature in these books. So it was lovely to get his backstory, and yeah, just to learn more about these. Again, this is really heavy too. So please do check trigger warnings if you want to read these ones, but I highly, highly recommend them. And I think these ones might be my top favourites for the year, and I do really want to reread them next year. So I will let you know if I do that. Then I just have one more series, and this one is a pretty big series, and I have not yet completed it, but I did want to include it in this series, and it's the Addicted Calloway series from Krista and Becca Ritchie. I only have, is there 7 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books. There are 3 more. They've just come out on Kindle Unlimited as well, which I'm kind of annoyed about. I was buying them. I am going to buy the last 3. These new covers are lovely, and I do get them on Amazon. They can be a little bit pricey for each book, but I do love them. Again, you follow the same set of friends, so each book follows a different couple, but you do get moments, you know, with all of them together. It is about addiction, so again, look up trigger warnings, but I love them. It's so nice to be able to follow them through their life. I'm not sure how many years it spans over, but it is really great to see, you know, that development of the characters and their relationships with their partners, with each other. And I really, really love this series. Like I said, I am hoping to finish it next year. I think one book came out in December, and then the other ones are in, I want to say February and March, I think. So I will be reading those when they come out, and I am so excited to finish. So I have 3 more books in this series, and then I think there's a series about their children as well, like a little spin-off series, so I probably will follow on next year and read that series as well. But I love getting to know the characters and following them. It's some of my favourite things. So to have a super long series like this, does take a little bit of dedication, because there is 10 books, like I said, but in my opinion it is very worth it, and I can't wait to finish this series. So that is it. I did want to include 2 other books. So we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I think this is going to be part of a series, but it's just the first one that's out right now. And then we have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. And again, I really love them both. This is a fantasy again. and romance in there as well. And then this is romance, kind of like a love triangle thing going on. But I cried my eyes out at this one, and I really enjoyed Powerless as well. And that is some of my favourite books. If you have any questions, recommendations, if you want to see any more book videos, let me know down below and I can do those for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.